Then we started sickle cell anemia program, which one of my nurses gave me some information on. I worked with Dr. Stamianopoulos, who was from Greece, who worked at the University of Washington. And he was working with sickle cell anemia. And while I was working with him, he was able to teach me a procedure called electrophoresis. And electrophoresis was a process by which you could actually tell a person whether they had the trait or the disease. And as opposed to a sickle dex or microscope where they can just say positive or negative. And the thing that was most important about being able to determine whether a person had the trait or had the disease, then you could do genetic counseling. Since 1955, the United States government has had information on testing for black people in this country for sickle cell anemia. Only until 1971, we tested 286 prisoners at Walla Walla State Penitentiary, actual black prisoners, for sickle cell anemia. And from there, we were able to, the school board or the superintendent of the schools allowed us to test children for sickle cell anemia. And what happened was we had some parents of Mediterranean descent, which is called thalassemia. Thalassemia is just like sickle cell anemia here for blacks. It's called thalassemia in the Mediterranean because you have people from that may be Italians and stuff like that in southern Italy. You know, they have that sickling disease. So we told them that we would test all people because even in China you have a sickling sickling gene. So the sickle cell anemia program was very important to us, and unfortunately, Carol Downs Clinic is not doing it at this time. And I was told by a couple of people, well, diabetes and heart disease is more important now than sickle cell anemia. And I said it's not, because sickle cell anemia is a genetic disease, and the only way you eradicate a genetic disease is through education. You will tell a person who may have the trait, and this person has a trait, well, you should not have children. Because if you do, you may have a 25 to 50% chance that your child will be in pain and suffering and will not live probably past 30 years old.